Welcome to the first Oryx Screencast. I'm Jan Wagner and I'm a member of the Oryx developer team. I'd like to show you how you can use Oryx to create a simple BPMN ordering process. First of all, let's have a quick look at the Oryx repository. I already loaded my Firefox web browser and navigated to the Oryx repository site. Here you can basically see all existing public process models on our web server. I'm going to cover the whole functionality, including user right management and OpenID login in our next screencast. Now I like to create a new process model using the business process modeling notation BPMN. As you can see, we already support Petri nets, EPCs and workflow nets. My ordering process actually begins with a start event. So I just go to the shape repository, pop up the start event menu and drag and drop a start event onto my workspace. The start event should be followed by a task which I find under the activities menu. And again, I just use simple drag and drop to put the task next to my start event. Finally, I like to resize my task, so I scale it down and I like to name it. So select it, go to the right property pane and enter a name of your choice. I decided to use receive order because this is the first task of my ordering process. Now let's connect the two objects. Just select a connecting object from the shape repository. I decided to use a sequence flow and put it somewhere on the workspace, and then grab an edge and attach it to the existing shapes. I started with a start event and then attached the other edge to my receive order task. I'd like to demonstrate some layering options of Oryx, which you can find right here in the toolbar, to align receive order and the start event on the same level. First of all, select the two tasks and then use the horizontal center option in the toolbar right here to align them in one horizontal row. Instead of using drag and drop to add more shapes to our model, you can, for example, select the receive order task and then choose any of the appearing connecting objects right here. Now I decide to use a sequence flow and I'd like to attach an end gateway to it. So just push the button on the end gateway and you can see the editor automatically generates the end gateway and attach the sequence flow to it. So let's put the end gateway here and attach another task. You also can use drag and drop in this menu. Just hold down the mouse button, then move up there, and if you release it, the task will appear right there. So let us finally finish the BPMN diagram. I will use the tasks and the methods I showed you before to create some other tasks. First of all, I add a third task to the end gateway and then attach another one to it. Then I like to join the two paths together using another end gateway, and again just use the nice shortcut of Oryx to drop the end gateway in the middle of the diagram. Now let's connect the upper task to the end gateway by holding down the mouse button over the sequence flow and release it over the end gateway, which will automatically connect the two objects together. After that, the business process should terminate, which is expressed by this end event. In the end, we have to name the tasks. The upper one is named ship product, and while we are shipping the product, we will actually send the invoice to our customer, and after that we will wait until we receive the payment. We already created a valid BPMN diagram, which is very high level and very simple, but I think it shows and demonstrates the basic features of the Oryx editor. Although I already finished the ordering process itself, I'd like to show you how you can use some visual tune-up in here to create a better look of your business process. So you typically will make the four angular connecting objects, which are sequence flows in our case, rectangular. And you do this in Oryx by using the add a dogger to an edge function, which you find here in the toolbar. And after you click on the button, you just select a sequence flow, and this will actually add another edge to the sequence flow, which you can use to ring the connecting object in any form you like. I decided to make some rectangular. Of course, you can do lots of more stuff for tune up your diagram. I will stop right here and show you the very last feature of Oryx in this screencast. Let's assume you like to remember your customer after a specific period of time that he have to pay his invoice as quick as possible. In BPMN you can express this using an intermediate timer event. So I attach the timer event to my receive payment task using drag and drop again, and you might want to use this timer event as a start point to consider legal options which can be actually handled by another business process. But I don't want to add too much complexity in here in the end, so I just decided to use another task, and I'm going to name it send reminder. After I entered the name of the last task in the property pane, I will resize it, and then I'm finally finished with the first BPMN diagram. Now you may ask yourself what you can do with the diagram if you have finished. Most importantly, you can save it on our web server using the save option over here, which is always a very good idea because then you can use the rich functionality of the Oryx repository, which I will show you very detailed in the next screencast. In addition to that, you have the possibility to print the model or even export it as a PDF. I hope I could demonstrate you the basic usage of Oryx and showed you all the things you need to know to get started with business process modeling using the newest version of the Oryx editor.